Alrighty YouTube, another one of Kip's Clips. So, just had news from AP, I believe it is, of Hagel coming out and warning naughty Russia. Russia's came out in response, and I'll break that down and analyse it a wee bit as well, which you'll probably have a good crack about. And I just want to point people back to January the 18th, 2013, when I said World War is happening right now. That was when the formation of the BRICS just happened. That's when this whole thing kicked off. It was a matter of time before it came to this. Hopefully they won't exchange fire. I'm hedging my bets on a Georgia 2.0, a big pissing competition. Excuse my French, up the wall. See who can piss the furthest. Russia has the most to lose, and I think NATO, UK, EU will blink first. Fingers crossed. Best case scenario. But I want to just take you back to when I started actually saying, no, it's build up, not all this bullcrap, not flip flopping, changing my mind 1,001 times and just going with the flow, taking other people's opinions and running with them. Actually, my genuine opinion and my analysis was back in January the 18th was I could see World War happening. It was happening there with the formation of the BRICS, the set-up of markets which bypass the petrodollar. That is a declaration of war. I've parroted it many times, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying that because that's what I see. Not to alarm people, man. I mean, like, this world war is going to be weird. Unless you're in hotspots, I don't think it's going to go nuclear. Nobody's that stupid. But let's watch what Hagel says to Russia, and then let's see Russia's response. It's feckin' hilarious.
We expect other nations to respect Ukraine's sovereignty and avoid provocative actions. That's why I'm closely watching Russia's military exercises along the Ukrainian border.
Ooh, Hegel's closely watching. Has he got... must have his spies. Must be like, ooh, we got satellites on you.
Which they announced, as you know, yesterday. I expect Russia to be transparent about these activities. I
think I even touched on this yesterday. The West, the US, the UK, every single one of these cocksucking speakholes, speakholes, same thing, stands up there and utters out this crap. It's just pot and kettle, spring to mind yet again. It's like standing up there with like chocolate round your face, like a big ring of chocolate, going, I've not been stealing the chocolate, and I know who's been stealing the chocolate. It's as bad as that. I mean, it's ridiculous. Russia, again, the Western muppets have fell into the Russian trap. Russia keeps laying the bait for them. They keep jumping at it, and then they try to retaliate. Russia does a provocative act, right, by doing these war games, and what the hell if the US has got no moral high ground anymore to stand on? So when you lose the world power that you see, but they've never had the moral high ground, let's be fair, but they were perceived to have the moral high ground, at least by the vast majority of people, and that was kind of good. It kept not a good balance. It wasn't a good balance, but it allowed them to trample over people. Probably morally corrupted them more, actually, so probably it wasn't a good thing. But now there's, like, when I look at these things and I see the tug of war going on for this country, right, and what you need to think to yourself is the people that are going to suffer, ultimately what countries are willing to lose and not. Now, EU needs the pipelines going through there. It's not oil pipelines, it's gas pipelines, okay? It's not nothing to do with oil, it's gas pipelines. That's where 30% of EU's oil... see, I'm saying it now. That's where 30% of the EU's gas came from last 2012 or something. Can't remember, but gives you a rough figure of how much we rely on Russia. Well, not Russia, sorry, Ukraine. But same sort of thing, if you get me. The pipelines through there. They're currently talking about building one up and around the Black Sea through other countries. Watch out for terrorist attacks and Al Qaeda springing up in and around that new pipeline destination.
I urge them not to take any steps that could be misinterpreted or lead to miscalculation. during a very delicate time, a time of great tension. It's important for all nations with an interest in a peaceful future for Ukraine to work together, transparently, to support a Ukrainian government that fulfills the aspirations of its people.
Right, man, this is scary words. What was he said? Let's hear the words.
It's important for all nations with an interest in a delicate time.
Very delicate time. Right, very delicate time. Now, what's Russia done? Russia's pulled out these war games. No doubt it's in response. Any retard can tell that, right? But on the face of it, they can just go, hey, well, how were you done? And that's what I'm saying, they've lost the moral high ground. Now, let's see what RT done in response, man. This is funny. It's basically just a big F you, USA, like, woohoo! This is so funny.
Headlines across America.
And side note, she's easily the hottest news reporter I come across in the interwebs, man.
America and Europe, as well as in Ukraine.
She tells the truth.
Ukraine are speculating Russia is on the brink of getting involved in Crimea. Some are directly linking Russia's snap military drills with the tense situation on the peninsula. However, Russian military officials have denied there is any connection, saying the maneuvers are being held hundreds or even thousands of kilometers away and are simply routine. There have also been alarming reports of the Russian military moving its troops around Crimea. Moscow's explanation is that they are unarmed regular forces serving at the local Russian Navy base that has been permanently stationed in Sevastopol for decades.
This reminds me of the Russian operation. Not many people even aware this happens. They still think that, oh, the EU or whoever they were trying to say, the US, managed to bring a plane down, which was proven to be lies, okay? Go and check that out. The pilot said he had to make an emergency landing. The plane was not forced down. Bolivia signed, he was there, the Bolivian president was in Russia speaking to Putin speaking to Gazprom about signing a big deal to supply Bolivia with their gas and whatnot for a long time. Coincidence? I think not, but anyway. So this reminds me of that sort of a bait and laugh at. So I don't think I think the Russian, as I said, some people were saying 100,000 troops and all that. I've never said that. I knew there was 11,000 confirmed in and around that base. 11,000 Marines or whatever they're called in Russia or whatever. In that base, I believe, or in that peninsula, might even be. But 11,000 troops are definitely confirmed to be there. There's obviously like drills and stuff. I went to the map and pointed out it's probably right on this wee bit, hundreds of thousands of miles inside there. But go into Google Earth and check it out, you'll get a better idea. Let's get back on with RT's laughing at NATO and America.
And EU officials have regardless sent warning signals to the Russian government. And for more on the reaction coming from the West, let's now cross live to RT's Lucy Kafanov, who's in Berlin right now. So, Lucy, what are you hearing? What are the latest statements, rather, you're hearing from abroad?
Hi there. Well, a unified message from NATO defense ministers urging to keep post-revolutionary Ukraine in one piece, a message of alarm. We did hear from Anders Fogh Rasmussen, the NATO Secretary General, who urged Russia not to do anything that would, quote, escalate tension or create misunderstanding. He later told a meeting of the NATO-Ukraine Commission, which is presently having a get-together in Brussels, that the latest developments in the Crimea were dangerous and irresponsible. He did go on to also call on Kiev authorities to lead the country forward in what he called an inclusive political process. The Polish foreign minister also showed alarm over the developments in that part of Ukraine, referring to the seizure of government buildings as a, quote, very dangerous game. And of course, the new German defense minister also weighing in at her very first NATO summit. Let's take a listen to what she had to say.
The situation in the Ukraine, particularly in Crimea, fills us with great concern. It is of the utmost importance that we prevent a breakup of the Ukraine and that special forces in the country are strengthened.
I want to point out as well that this is why a lot of people don't actually say what they see, and they repeat what they see on RT and BBC and these talking heads, and these. It's kind of like when you watch financial news and they know that the markets are crashing. 2008 could be an example. They know the markets are crashing, but they're paid to still sit up there and go, hey, everything's good, because it's their job to. The market's all about confidence, and without confidence in the market, there's nothing there. And their job is to stand up there and create confidence in a Ponzi scheme, a casino, and they do a good job. And that's the same as I was going to say the news reporters, but them as well, they play their part. But these talking heads, sees the German foreign minister, she looks like a thunderbird. That's so scary. She really does look like a thunderbird there. But what was I saying? The German foreign minister, she's paid up there to put a brave face on it, and even the rhetoric she's saying, Chuck Hagel saying, you've never heard that before, man. Anyway, sorry, I'm interrupting too much.
So NATO defense ministers, as you heard, they're unified in their alarm over the developments. Now, as you heard from my colleague Igor Piskunov, the Crimea was, of course, part of Russia until 1954 and remains home to Russia's Black Sea Fleet. Ukraine itself, of course, had been caught between Russia and the West since the dissolution of the Soviet Union back in 1991. In 1997, we did see NATO essentially work to set up a special joint commission with Ukraine to oversee relations, possibly paving a way forward for membership. And later in 2008, there was an agreement that Kiev could eventually be considered for NATO membership, but that had been put to rest since. So a lot of questions now about whether Ukraine will effectively revisit the issue with the change in power and the upheaval that we've seen over in that country. Back to you.
Oh, she's Lucy Kaufner live from Berlin. Lucy, many thanks indeed for that.
Right, so there you've seen it. You've seen what Hagel done. And now you see the Russians, RT's the Russians,
North America and you.
RT's the Russia's mouthpiece. So there's like saying, oh, what's American media getting so worked up about? Well, we're getting worked up about the fact that there's pro-EU forces trying to take over Crimea, apparently, even though that and in response, pro-Russian forces have took that government building and put up a flag and stuff. And that's on the doorstep of Russia's only second port into the Med. Strategically speaking, it's so important, it's untrue. I mean, second largest port, sea access, strategic naval point. Don't know what the hell that means. Does it mean that they can go, whoo, point? I know it's probably something to do with like, it's the outreach. That's probably one of their outreaches for their subs into the Atlantic, maybe, who knows. But Putin and Russia will not, and let that go. Best case scenario I can see is a sort of a intermediate, really. I can't even say that word right, but somebody kind of like that. Who's that woman with the crown that they're trying to put in Ukraine? She's not pro-EU, she's not pro-Russia. She was put in jail. Some of the things that she was put in jail for were linked to Putin. Apparently people disappeared and whatnot. Allegedly, man. All my stuff is allegedly. I'm only alleging everything. No, I do not know nothing. It was not me. Anyway, I'm running out of time here, so we'll leave a link for those two down below. You can go and check it out, but catchies. Thumbs it up, share it on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all the links. Check out the radio show live this Sunday, 6 to 8 PM on truthfrequencyradio.com. Make sure you go along there, check out all the shows on there. You've got Kev's nightly, you've got the Kev Baker show, that's what it is. You've got Kev's show there, and you've got Popeye and Chris Everard as well, and whatnot on there, so bounce along there. And make sure you get yourself in the chat room for this show on Sunday, and leave all your comments below, good, bad, ugly and indifferent, they're all welcome. Alright to YouTube, thanks for watching, catchies.